Good day, yogis, and welcome back onto the mat with me for today's Yin Yoga sequence that is going to be focusing on the hamstrings. So very often, with all of the time we spend seated behind desks in our corporate office jobs, we are shortening and tightening up the hamstrings. So we really need to focus on loosening and stretching out the hamstrings whenever we get the chance. So today's sequence is really all about that. For the sequence today, you're going to need your yoga mats, you're going to need a couple of yoga bricks if you have, or maybe even just a thick book to substitute. You're going to need your bolster. So again, we've spoken about yoga bolsters before, and basically these just help to bring the ground up closer to us and support us in some of the yin postures. Next, you're going to need a strap, so you can substitute. This is a yoga strap. You can also take the belt off your gown or a rolled up towel and substitute for this strap. So let's begin our practice. Allow yourself to ground down into your mat, bringing your hands together in prayer pose. Begin to rub your palms together, generating some warmth. And then resting your hands into heart center, taking a few moments here. Pressing your palms together, allowing your right and left hemispheres to meet as you lengthen up from the base of your spine all the way to the shoulders, gently tucking the chin in towards your chest. Allow yourself another few deep breaths here. On your exhale, slowly lower your hands down to your knees and allow yourself a few more moments lengthening up through the spine here. Taking a few more deep breaths. With your eyes still closed, you can turn your palms onto your knees and gently begin to rub your hands alongside your thighs, up and down, so becoming very present within your body now, taking another deep inhale. And as you exhale, sigh out the breath. And let's come into the first of our yin postures, which is going to be a supported butterfly. So reclined butterfly with support. So for that posture, you're going to take hold of your bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can also grab hold of two pillows. I will once more today put the link to Monet, who are the manufacturers of these beautiful bolsters. They come in lots of different colors, so if you'd like to invest in something like this, I'll add the link down below, which you can then go and have a look and order one for yourself. So we are starting off with our soles of feet touching. We're drawing the bolster into the small of your back, and you're allowing yourself to roll right over the bolster, letting yourself go here. So get comfy here, allow your shoulders to open up, drift the arms out towards the side of your body, palms to face upward, and allow yourself to completely soften and let go here. Deep breaths, deep inhale, deep exhale. Just beginning to allow your whole body to open up over the bolster, allowing yourself to soften into the earth beneath you, into the support, the soles of your feet gently touching, your knees drifting down towards the ground. On the next exhale, you can draw your arms up overhead and then grab hold of the elbows. And if it feels comfortable, you can take the rest of your supported butterfly like this. If it feels too much for your shoulders or your lower back, you can just return the arms once more to rest beside you. As usual, we'll be focusing on the 3 principles of Yin Yoga, which are to find your edge and then to hold the posture in stillness. So if you feel as though the opening of your knees here is too much, you can take a block and prop one on either side underneath your knees. Whatever feels right for you here. Bring your awareness back to the breath as you deeply inhale and exhale. Allow all the thoughts and concerns of your day to drift aside as you really allow yourself to sink down into the shape, allowing your whole body to soften. Taking a deep inhale and sighing out on your exhale to shift energy and allow yourself to sink down a little deeper into the pose. It's time to come out. Slowly send your feet all the way down to the bottom of your mat. If your arms are still overhead, stretch them up and over. Take a deep stretch here. Open up through the back body. Open up through the front body as well and the chest. And then gently allow yourself to roll onto one side and shift your bolster aside. So rolling it aside and just placing it next to you for now. So take your arms up overhead once more. And then as you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. So dropping knees down into chest, taking a gentle rock from side to side. Just making sure that your chin is tucked into the chest. You're maintaining some length through the back of the neck. Take a few more breaths here. And then gently roll to sit up, grabbing hold of your strap. And we're going to come down once more. Stretch the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, hug the knee in towards the chest. And we're slowly going to send the leg up. So sending up the foot, raising up the leg, taking a moment here. So big breaths here as you inhale and exhale. So you're holding the strap in both of your hands. The top of the strap is at the ball of the foot. You're extending your knee and sending the sole and heel of your foot up towards the ceiling. And then you can just hold on here, softening the elbows down into the ground and breathing here. Left foot is extended, heel is pressing into the ground. Take a deep inhale. And then sigh out on your exhale and relax into the stretch. target area here would be the first sort of introduction into the hamstring. So you may be feeling a bit of tightness either in the hamstring insertion into the knee or down towards the glutes or the buttocks. So just notice what presents for you here, all the while breathing deeply. Softening into the stretch, surrendering your body. Following your breath, should your mind wander, just draw the attention back towards the breath. We're going to move now into the next posture where we're taking the strap for your yoga strap into your right hand, so both sides of the strap, and you're going to draw your foot all the way out towards the side of your right side, shall I say. I don't have enough space here, so I'm going to take it a little bit easy on this leg, but allowing it to drift over as much as possible to the right side. Keep your left hip pinned into the mat, so don't roll over and don't overstretch in this posture as well. So I'm just going to keep mine slightly away from the wall or on the wall and just holding the posture here. So once you've got your strap in your arm, you can rest your elbow and once more beginning to breathe deeply. Deeply inhaling and exhaling. Big, strong breaths. Inhaling deeply into the belly and then exhaling. Moving into the last few seconds here, allow yourself to soften just that little bit more. And then slowly grabbing hold and drawing your foot all the way back up to center. Taking a moment here, swapping your straps over now to the left-hand side, and we're drawing the foot over towards the left side of your body. And you may be presented here with quite a big stretch along the IT band. So just go to your limit, and once more we're going to hold here. So just relaxing into the stretch, taking some deep breaths. Soften through the left foot. Allow yourself to feel into whatever's presented for you alongside this outer thigh. Again, if you're working to the principles of Yin Yoga, which are to find an edge of a 5, and you're feeling as though this stretch is too intense, just draw yourself out a little bit. Make space for that edge of a 5. Find it. Last few seconds here. Slowly draw your foot back up towards the ceiling. Gently bend your knee. You can remove your strap. Hug your knee into the chest. Maybe taking a couple of circles here, just feeling into the work you've just done. And then sending your leg away down to the bottom of your mat, just feeling into the legs here. One leg may feel a bit longer than the other one, so just noticing. Don't worry, we're going to fix it. Let's go over into the left side. So hugging the left knee in towards the chest, grab hold of your strap once more, and then you're going to pop it over the ball of the foot and send that heel and foot all the way up towards the ceiling. And then once more, we're kicking the heel up towards ceiling. We're allowing ourselves to drop down, shoulders back onto the mat. A couple of deep breaths here. And once you begin to feel an ease into the posture, just really allowing yourself to sink into the ground, to feel into the hamstring once more, noticing whether the insertion of the hamstring is, and the most sensation for you is either that insertion into the knee or back down into the glute. So just noticing here and breathing deeply. Take a deep inhale, sigh out your exhale, relax right through the right foot, so really allowing the body to soften. As we come into the last few seconds here, so allowing yourself the last few seconds, and then gently swapping the straps over into the left hand. So left hand grabbing hold now, and then sweeping that left foot out towards the left side to wherever it will get to without you raising up the right hips. So once you're there, just holding on and breathing. Soften your shoulders, soften into the posture. Big giant breaths. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, sigh out your breath, soften through the right hip, through the right foot. Moving into the last few seconds here. Slowly drawing navel to spine as you raise your leg all the way back up towards the ceiling. Taking a moment there, just feeling into the stretch. And then taking both of the straps over to the right side and slowly beginning to draw the foot over towards the right side of your body, allowing it to drop over to wherever feels good without rolling all the way onto the side, just still maintaining a little bit of the hip being down towards the ground, feeling into this outer left thigh, whatever's presented for you here, breathing deeply. So just allow yourself to sink down into the ground. Keep breathing. Keep feeling and softening yourself into the posture. As we move into the last few seconds here. So slowly pulling navel to spine, drawing your knee up towards the ceiling. Taking a moment here. And then when you're ready, slowly bending the knee, removing your strap and placing it towards the side, hugging your knee in towards your chest. And then send the foot back down to the bottom of your mat. Draw your arms up overhead for a big stretch. So, as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest and gently rock from side to side. Bringing your hands into the back of your thighs, taking a rock and roll. So rolling up into seated, and we're coming into caterpillar pose. So extending your legs forward, lengthening up through the spine. Taking a moment here. So caterpillar pose, the secrets and the to-dos are to find your sit bones, so rolling onto those. Extending the legs forward, and then we're going to walk the hands down and allow the forehead to drop down towards the knees. I'm feeling very stiff here today, so my range is not so great, but know that every time you come onto the mat, your range is different. If you have very tight hamstrings, you can also keep your knees bent. You can grab hold of one of your blocks, and you can pop those underneath the knees to give you a little bit of stability there. And then folding forward like that is totally acceptable. Allow your elbows to drop down. If you need, you can also grab hold of your block, your bolsters, whatever, and prop them underneath your forehead. So just allow the body to really stretch out by itself, not forcing it in any way. And then once you're there, take a deep inhale. Take a big sigh out on your exhale. And let's allow ourselves now to hold caterpillar pose. Allow your mind to quieten once more as you completely let go of all tension through the body. Moving into the last seconds of our caterpillar stretch. Gently place your palms down onto the mat. Allow yourself to draw out from the stretch slowly, placing your block aside and giving your legs a shake, bringing your hands behind you, taking your feet onto the mat to windshield wipe the legs over from one side to the other. So taking a moment here. And we're going to take a little bit of dragon, low dragon and a monkey pose, but we're just going to hold for a short period of time. So coming into tabletop pose, allow yourself to press the ground away from you. We're going to take the right foot forward. So stepping the right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Then your hands underneath the shoulders here, wrists underneath shoulders, pressing the ground away from you, allowing yourself to open up into this right hip, gazing towards the hands. We're just going to take about a minute here, and then we're going to reverse into half monkey. So allow yourself to breathe deeply here. If you're feeling that you have the range, or you're feeling that you'd like to go a bit further, you can lower down onto your forearms here to low dragon. But for the purposes of my own body today, I'm going to stay in dragon pose, breathing. Moving into the last few seconds. Slowly begin to heel toe the feet in between the hands. From here, we're going to reverse ourselves into a half monkey pose, so sliding the heel forward. You're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders here. You can grab hold of your blocks. If you have very tight hamstrings, you can take your block onto the highest level and place your hands onto the block and have your hands and wrists underneath your shoulders once more, gazing towards your toes, and then as you exhale, you can just fold the head forward. If you have a bit more range, you can move onto the mid-level of your block. So just feeling into what that presents for you. And if you feel you still have got a bit of range in you, you can drop onto the lowest level of your block. And if you still have more, you can step your palms onto the mat, drawing your forehead down towards your knee. Allow yourself now to breathe here for another few seconds. Wherever you are in this posture, moving into the last seconds. Slowly roll forward, bring your hands to the front of the mat, step your knee back, take a moment in your tabletop pose. We're getting ready to go into the other side now, so stepping the left foot to the front of the mat. The hands are towards the right hand side of the mat, so just adjusting yourself here, making sure that your knee does not pass the toes, it's stacked above the ankle. And then allowing yourself once more, if you're able to drop down onto forearms or just stay as you are, breathing deeply into the pose. Find your place of stillness. And you can slowly walk your sole of your foot, or the sole of your foot to the center of your hands, slowly beginning to roll back. And once more, grabbing hold of your blocks should you need them, taking them to the height level that works for you, and allowing yourself to drop the forehead down towards the knee, breathing into the stretch. Slowly step your hands back to the front of the mat. Come back into a tabletop. Allow yourself to reset the body here. For a couple of moments, you can wag the hips from one side to the other. And then ever so gently coming onto the buttocks and coming down on your mat. We're going to take a supported bridge pose. So rolling the arms up overhead, taking your deep stretch, And for this posture, we're going to use one of our blocks. So if you don't have a block, just grab hold of a pillow. We're going to step the soles of the feet in towards the buttocks. So you're almost able to tickle the feet here. And then on the inhale, you raise your hips up and you're going to place the block underneath the buttocks here. You have a few different heights, so please honor your body and go to the height that works for you. Level 1 of your block, level 2, and level 3. A lot of people don't get to level 3, and I advise that you rather stick to level 1 or 2. So bringing your block underneath the buttocks at this height that works for you, finding the sweet spot where you're not pressing into the spine, you're rather on the sort of just below the sacral area, and once you're there and it feels good, you can send your feet down to the bottom of the mat and draw your arms up overhead. If you need to readjust your block once more, you can do so. Sometimes that is necessary once you get into the posture. And then you can gently take a sigh and let go of all tension within your body. If anything is too much for you, you want to step the block down a little, body's feeling a bit tight, then do so. Just listen and honor your body. Feeling the front fascial layer stretching throughout the front of your body. Allow yourself some deep breaths here. Allow your body to sink down for these last few seconds in bridge pose. And then when you're ready, slowly stepping the soles of your feet back in towards your buttocks, removing your block out of the way, hugging your knees in towards your chest, taking a gentle rock from side to side. Let's take a gentle twist over to one side, so dropping the feet onto the mat, shifting the hips over to the right-hand side, drawing the arms up into cactus and allowing the knees to drift over to the left side. Both of your shoulders are pinned, you're gazing up towards the ceiling. Just take a few breaths here. And then we're going to move over to the other side. Exhale, draw your knees back up to center. Draw the hips back onto the mat. We're going to step your hips over to the left side and slowly roll the knees over to the right side. So allowing yourself to drop down here. Deep breaths. Last few deep breaths here. You allow yourself to sink down into the ground, both of your shoulders pinned. Knees drifting over to the right side. Last big breath. And as you exhale, slowly roll your knees back up towards the ceiling. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a gentle rock here from side to side. Wrap your arms around your knees. Bring your forehead into your knees to touch. And then as you exhale, send your feet down to the bottom of the mat. Bring your hands out beside you. Allow your body to sink down into the ground. Taking a few more deep breaths here. Allow yourself to be in Shavasana. You can either stay here for another 10 minutes if you have the time. If not, you can slowly begin to wriggle toes. Take the thumb over the fingers. Let your head roll over from side to side. Take a big stretch, arms up overhead. Gently rolling up from one side. Pressing yourself up and out of the posture and back into easy seat. So meeting me back in easy seat, bringing your hands into prayer pose. Begin to rub your palms together, generating warmth, and then resting the hands into heart center, taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, bow your chin in towards your chest, your nose down to your fingers. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for turning up to the practice. Namaste. Wishing you a truly beautiful day further.